What's going on YouTube? Keith Moore Jr. here. Hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. So today I want to tell you all how I got into lifting weights. So I had a major hip surgery when I was in the 7th grade. I was 12 years old. And actually my best friend today was the person who caused my injury. So we were playing football in 7th grade gym class, and I caught a pass, and he was the last person I had to beat. I mean, he was bigger than me, faster than me, so I knew I couldn't beat him, so I didn't even try to juke or anything. I just kind of like ran straight to him. And you know, he had a reputation for being a hard hitter on the football field, but he wasn't trying to hit me hard. Like when I ran to him, he just kind of grabbed me and held me, and then I kept trying to run, and then, you know, he took me down, but he landed on me. So with the way I landed, it actually, I dislocated my hip, and it was funny because I was laying on the field. I fumbled the ball also, so double whammy there. But you know, the ambulance came, they took me to the hospital. My dad came to the hospital, and initially, you know, the x-rays showed that I had a dislocated hip. And I was 12 years old, so 7th grade. I know I got x-rays, but I don't know if I had to do an MRI or anything. I'm not sure because I was so young. But I know for sure, you know, initially they said, you know, his hip is dislocated, just have to pop it back into place, and he'll just be on crutches for a couple of weeks. So literally after about 10 minutes, a doctor came back to the room. You know, I was sad that I had to, you know, miss some time due to the dislocated hip. Basketball season was coming up and I was going to miss tryouts, but I still probably would have been able to make it back before the entire season was over. But when the doctor came back to the room, he said, we were looking at, you know, the pictures. We'll say, for this sake, we'll say x-rays, because I'm pretty sure that's all they did were x-rays. And we see, and the doctor said, and we see there are some broken bone fragments in there that we will have to go in there and replace. And then my heart just dropped at that moment. And then, you know, my dad was furious. Like, he, not at the doctor or anything, he was just furious at the situation because he knew how passionate I was about basketball. And then just having to, you know, go through a major surgery at such a young age. No parent wants their, you know, their child to have to go through that. So I remember just breaking down and crying. And I was crying because I was going to miss basketball season. You know, basketball was my first love. Like, I played basketball non-stop. And here I am getting injured playing football in gym class. And yeah, you know, we had our pads on and everything. So it was full contact football in gym class. But, you know, I couldn't, you know, blame the school or the gym instructor or anything. That was just part of our gym class. You got to choose between, during the fall, you would choose between football, soccer, and I want to say tennis, but I could be wrong. I can't remember if they did tennis in the fall or the spring. Can't remember, but I know for sure it's between football and soccer. And I was terrible with soccer, so naturally I was, you know, going to choose football. But that happened. I went through the surgery, and I'm going to try to find, I know I have one pic from that time period where I was on crutches at 12 years old. So I'm going to try to find that and post it at a later time, you know, for you all to see how I looked back then. But it was like a gift and a curse, because that injury and that surgery forced me to get into fitness, to begin lifting weights and just getting stronger, because I wanted to get back to, well, not just get back to where I was before the surgery, but I wanted to exceed that level, you know, from a strength perspective. And my dad was into working out heavy at that time, so he is the one who actually got me in the gym. We would go to the YMCA. He would teach me form and things like that, and I just got addicted to working out. Like, I started seeing results. I mean, I was young, so, you know, I started seeing things like veins in my arms, and then my body fat was really low, so eventually I started seeing like veins in my abs. And then, you know, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to stick with. And as a result of getting in the gym and working out, like, I got better at basketball, my recovery was great, and I continued to work out ever since then, ever since, you know, that major surgery that I had. So that's how the fitness journey started for me, how I got into lifting weights. It was my best friend injuring me in football, and I was mad at him. I can't even lie, but, you know, I know it wasn't intentional. So he he would come see me in the hospital, and then we both went to the same school. It was a private school, but we would have a lot of work, like 3 to 4 hours of homework a night, because they were really focused on preparing us for college, even at that middle school level. So he did a lot with helping me get caught up in my schoolwork and stuff like that as well. So that allowed us to get closer and become even, you know, better friends. So even until this day, I don't even really call him my best friend. He's a brother to me. So I just wanted to give you all a quick background story into how I got involved into fitness and why I started lifting weights. Had my first major surgery at 12 years old. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to do, you know, more stories like this to let you all know how I got to where I am in my fitness journey. So stay tuned for that. Like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and share this video across your platforms, and share it to people who may be going through, you know, a difficult time, a surgery or something like that. You know, I'm hoping that it can motivate people to, you know, let them know that you may have temporary setbacks or roadblocks, but how you respond is, you know, what really matters. So never get down on yourself, keep pushing and go hard. All right, catch you on the next video. Peace.